Welcome here to the Talladega Super Speedway. Tonight we start quarter number 2 for the Stampede Racing League JuicySpydr Premier Series. We just wrapped up quarter 1 week ago at Bristol, and Mark Kisweather was able to take the quarter 1 championship. Tonight we start quarter number 2 off at a Super Speedway here at Talladega. Currently qualifying, just getting underway as some drivers starting their laps now, as no one has set a time yet. But right now the farthest one on the racetrack, I believe, is Josh on. Actually, no, the Dwayne Young is the farthest on the racetrack on his lap, going down in the 3 and 4 right now. I believe he will be the first one to complete his lap. A few other drivers just starting theirs. A different change now. Before we had last quarter, we had 10 minutes of qualifying for 2 laps, but now tonight we only have 5 minutes for 1 lap. But there's Dwayne Young across the line. 53.352 puts to the top of the board for now. See if anyone jumps behind him. Nicole Steiner jumps to the top of the board. 53.349. As times is just going to start. Just crosses hit the line there. So that's a 53.381. We'll go. Just crosses hit the line there. So that's a 53.381. We'll go P number 5. Second Meredith just crossed the line. Dylan Chappell crossing the line now at 53.301 to the top of the board for Dylan Chappell. In the 17, Josh Arnold completing his lap now. 53.302, barely misses the top of the board there. No other driver on the racetrack that is currently on their lap, so Hunter Sr. is the next driver to set a lap time here. Hunter Sr. going to be coming off of turn 4, going to get that big run down the front straightaway, going to go to the apron to start the lap. When you stay up top, but a little bit differently. We'll see what Sr. can do. He's going to stay to the middle of the racetrack, kind of stay on that first dotted white line. Go down into turn number 1, stay on the beautiful double yellow line. Down the back straightaway, is going to go up right between those 2 dotted white lines. Down the back straightaway, going to move down the track. Jumping down to turn number 3. If you want to get a big arc, you just kind of let the car do its own thing. You don't want to fight the cars and end up scrubbing speed, but he's going to hold that bottom as best as he can. Puts it right on that double yellow line. See if he washes up a little bit off the corner. It's going to keep it, try to pin down a little bit, but he comes up just a little bit. We'll see if he uses the apron like some other drivers have done. Just stay on the racetrack for now. Stay above the double yellow line. Hunter Sr. comes across the line to set his time. It's going to be a 53.379. It'll put him P6.
Good qualifying for him right there, up to 6th place. Track position not the most important here tonight, but definitely still want to have a good qualifying overall. Start out in front.
And that will be the end of qualifying. No one else on the racetrack. So Dylan Chappell by 1/1000th of a second able to take the pole over Josh Arnold. So Josh Arnold just got second in the quarter number 1 championship, and now he's going to start second tonight and start quarter 2 here at MP number 2. So we'll see what Josh Arnold can do, but Mark Kisweather not setting a lap time, so he'll start towards the back of the field. He'll start in P13. Now 76 laps tonight with a 75% fuel tank, so that'll be about probably around 30-ish laps on fuel, maybe just a little bit under. So we'll see probably a 1 to 2 pit stops in that final run. Actually, probably one stopper in that final stage. But the first stage, 23 laps. Everyone can easily make it to there. So we'll see if any of these drivers towards the back save a little bit of fuel, maybe try and short up the last stop, as we'll start to see as we'll take a look at our starting lineup for tonight's race here at Talladega. So just saw qualifying. Dylan Chappell puts it on the pole with a 53.301 over Josh Arnold. P number 2, 1/1000th of a second. Starting P number 3 will be the 24 of Cole Snyder. Dwayne Young will start 4th in that 45 machine. Running out our top 5 tonight will be the 00 of Samuel Hoff. Hunter Sr. will start P number 6. Brandon McDonald will start 7th in the 25 machine. Brock Moore start alongside him in the 05 and 8th place. Zachary Miller will start 9th tonight in the 6 machine. Kyle Taub around our top 10 in the 21 machine. 11th will be the 60 of Jared Skinner. And the last driver set a lap time in qualifying tonight will be the 2 machine of Donnie Kite. Starting 13th, first driver to not set a lap time, Mark Kissweather in the 15 machine will start 13th. 14th will be the 5 of Giovanni Klein. Starting 15th tonight will be the 20 of Zachary Tyler. And Ruben Rodas running our 16 car field here tonight. So 16 cars for 76 laps. So we've seen very aggressive. We'll see how aggressive these drivers want to get up to the front. We've seen multiple times here at Talladega before, especially in the NAR Cup Series. They were very aggressive and a lot of moves were made, but everyone mostly kept it clean. And it was definitely a fun race to watch. We'll see if these drivers do the same tonight. As they're just starting to roll off here. As let's take a quick look at our weather for tonight's race. As here in the late afternoon here at Talladega, 71 degree ambient temperature with a 90-degree track temp, but high winds, 11-mile-per-hour winds going south. So, well, coming from the south, so that is definitely a big factor. As now it's actually just dropped down to 8 miles per hour, so it's kind of fluctuating around that 8 to 12-mile-per-hour range. Coming from the south, so that can definitely easily change the handling of the race car. It seemed like that's what was happening a little bit earlier as well. Kind of in those qualifying, so just the wind would push a driver down the racetrack or up the racetrack. It's very hard to kind of keep control of it, but so high winds tonight could play a factor, and also 46-degree relative humidity out there tonight as well.
Yeah, wind not something you really think about too much in a race car, too much. Obviously, you can't really see it, but you definitely feel it sometimes down the back straightaway or the front straightaway, or even in the corners, especially a super speedway like this.
Especially wind could definitely be a big factor, and just what runs you get as well. I mean, coming from the south here, so the wind will be just taking a look. Will be going down the back, giving you a tailwind down the back straightaway. So that is definitely going to be a big help if you get a big gust of wind off of the corner. And also have that help from the draft as well. You can definitely get a big run there as well. But also coming down to the front straightaway, you're going to be slowed down a little bit with the headwind. And just staying tucked up in the draft will be very important on the front straightaway, because you don't want to come out in that headwind and stick your nose out there. So it could be a little bit harder to kind of make a move on the outside or somewhere on the front straightaway. So that could be a key factor tonight of who picks up the win. But we'll see how these drivers navigate the wind. As we're coming to one to go this time by, all these drivers single file for a little parade lap here. So double it up this time by, but just starting a new quarter, so can I get a fresh restart here? As if you didn't really have a great quarter one, you get a restart here for quarter number 2. And you kind of set up for get some extra points as well, and try and go for a quarter 2 championship.
Yeah,
put yourself in a great spot for that final quarter.
Yeah, that would lock you into the playoffs of the final quarter 2. So Mark Kissweather locked into the quarter 4 playoffs.
Yeah, Mark Kissweather able to pick up quarter number 1. He took the lead in the points going into the final race at Bristol. He was able to hold on to it and was able to beat Josh Arnold that final race. As Mark Kissweather definitely looking to go back-to-back is the quarters. So we'll see what he can do tonight. But tonight, kind of a wild card to start the quarters, so we can see a lot of things happen. We'll have to see who can build the momentum from tonight and carry that into the next 8 races of the quarter. But we'll see who can get it done. While they're double up down the back straightaway, as I mentioned earlier, we do have 23 laps for stage number 1. So kind of a short sprint, and no one's going to have to worry about fuel in this first stage. So interesting note with that quarter as well. Everyone has reset except for the top 9 in the points from quarter number 1. So the 1 point per finish in the quarter with the top 9 in points. But so that will definitely be incentives to keep running. But the pace car are going to take that hard left turn onto pit road. And Dylan Chappell, Josh Arnold on the front row, working their way to the Geico zone. And we're underway for quarter number 2. Dead heat down the front straight into 1 and 2. No one has ducked out of line yet, but we'll see if anyone tries anything off of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway, everyone's staying in line as Hunter Sr. hops out of the line down the back straightaway. Going to make it 3 wide to the top lane. Donnie Kite, that's splashing, going to crash machine. Going to try and hold some line up there. See if he can push Hunter Sr. the high side podcast machine on the outside lane. But that honestly slowed the outside lane a little bit, and that's going to allow the inside lane to clear by about 4 or 5 cars now, as Senior and Kite going to cycle towards the back of the field. As everyone single files out so far, we'll see how the aggression picks up later towards the end of the stage. But everyone taking their time so far after this first lap.
Yeah, very single file so far through most of the field. We'll see if this stays for a while or how aggressive they will be early on.
As everyone quickly single files out already, but we got a few drivers trying to make some moves. Mirror Kissweather tries to go to the outside, has no help, but now I got 1 car helping on the outside lane. As hops back to the bottom. Everyone just try and stick to the bottom, just manage their run, maybe save a little bit of fuel. But Marcus was really the only one trying to make his way up. The only one really trying to stay to that outside lane. But interesting note, Hunter Sr., Donnie Kite, when they cycled all the way towards the back of the field, they lost the draft back there, so they're way off the pace quickly. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Everyone's staying single file for now. Everyone's staying single file, trying to stay away from the other 2 towards the back, as Hunter Sr., Donnie Kite really falling off the back quickly. So they gotta hope they start the battle soon, so they don't lose too much time. They don't go a lap down before the stage end. But everyone's staying nice and calm so far, as now Kyle Top trying to make a move to the outside lane, not really making anything work for that yet.
Yeah, it's mostly single file throughout most of the field here early on, 6 laps into it. Remember, stage is on lap 23, so still got a while to go for that stage caution. Where he's got to start battling for that those points.
Yeah, everyone's just taking it nice and calm so far. Top 12 have stuck together, but Hunter Sr., Donnie Kite was really kind of unlucky off that very start there. And they just lost the draft very quickly. So a lap machine of Ruben Rodas started late and missed the start, missed the grid, so it's actually only 6 laps down, so really far back already. It's not the way you want to start the night.
Yeah, but early on in the race, better happened in the first 10 laps and the last 10 laps, I would say, but definitely something you gotta learn from and try not to have it happen again. But 5 laps down, that's gonna be pretty much impossible to come back from, most likely.
He's gonna have to hope Hunter Senior Donnie Kite stay on the lead lap, and he's gonna need a lot of cautions later tonight. But so far, no one's really wanting to make a move. Just not a whole bunch of risk of a caution. Just the only really risk of a caution right now is someone bumper hooking somebody. But there goes Zachary Tyler. He's gonna try to make the outside lane work now with Brock Morris to the outside, as Mark Kissweather has lost the draft, so he got left out the back as well. So now Mark Kissweather all by himself. He's got to fall all the way back to Ruben Rodas, so Ruben Rodas will pick him up here soon. Well, that's an interesting note. So a lot of these drivers losing a lot of draft off the back.
So here comes some side-by-side Brock Morris, Josh Arnold right there. We've also Josh Arnold maybe in the back there, maybe trying to make something work up top.
They're trying to make it work, but here comes the JuicySpydr machines on the outside lane now of Jared Skinner and Zachary Meredith. The Meredith hops back to the bottom. Skinner stays up to the top lane, but you do have one up top of Patty. That's Patty Engineering Machine of Samuel Hoff on the outside lane of the 00, but big contact there, big wiggle. As the outside lane starting to form up now, as we're getting about halfway point of this stage. Just under it now, as you got 4 cars to the outside lane trying to make some moves work.
The 1 car up top, I believe that might be 45 of Dwayne Young there. Looked up top for a second, but here comes Zachary Merritt to the inside. JuicySpydr Racing, that 6 machine, up to 3rd now.
As another car hops out on the outside lane, I believe that is the 25 of Brandon McDonald. That is. So McDonald on the outside lane, getting help now from Samuel Hoff. The outside lane really starting to struggle right now. No one's really able to make it work out there so far. So just wondering if that could be maybe a factor of the win, just not helping the outside lane, just really rewarding the single file train, just having to punch a new hole through the air. They're trying to make that outside lane work now. They pulled back the inside lane a little bit as Dwayne Youngs falls off the back of Zachary Meredith. So the top 3 actually able to get a bit of a breakaway. So far, the top 3 still staying single file, but now the outside lane, now the inside lane evens behind those top 3. As now that gap's going to start to close down back to the bottom. We'll see if the outside lane can maybe try and pull a little bit ahead, as those inside lane might start to check up a little bit. Dwayne Young trying to get a little bit of nose out there, a little bit of clean air, trying to build the run off the corner. Leah left his nose open a little bit too much, and Kyle Top tried to take advantage. Slowed them out a little bit. Could have been an incident there, but now he hops up in front of Samuel Hoff, hops back down to the bottom. So Dwayne Young trying to stay trying to block both lanes. The inside lane starts to pull away again. Right now, the lead, Dylan Chappell, Cole Snyder, just holding the lead perfect up front. No one can really build a run on the outside yet, but we'll start to see once we get into these final laps of this stage. We'll probably start to see the aggression start to pick up.
Yeah, I mean, usually I mean, it's been pretty calm for the most part. You know, we've seen some drivers go to the outside, but we haven't really seen a lot of three-wide action yet. I mean, back up here is about 11 cars, so 11 car pack up front. So not sure if we'll really see a lot of three-wide action here in the first stage until maybe the last 2 laps on lap 22, lap 23.
Yeah, and good news for Mark Kissweather, Donnie Kite Hunter Sr., and also Ruben Rodas as well. That they have all worked together now. They all stayed together, so they shouldn't have to worry about going a lap down. They're only 13 seconds back as they're able to hold similar pace to the front pack. So they don't have to worry about the rest of the field, really, of going a lap down. So Ruben Rodas is just hoping he needs a lot more cautions as he started late, but the back of the field actually starting to fall back a little bit. Kyle Taub falling back. Now Jared Skinner, Brock Morris falling off the back. They're all side drafting as the outside lane started to fall back. Zachary Tyler tries to slot back in line as they're actually going to fall about maybe half a second behind the main pack. So just barely in that draft. They're going to work together single file and try and stay in that draft. We'll see if they can build a big enough run to maybe try and charge for the lead up on the outside, but we'll see if they can make anything work. But they're starting to close that gap back in, but Zachary Tyler's starting to fall off a bit.
Yeah, I mean, once you're this far back, about 7/10 from Brock Morris, I just don't know if you have enough of a draft to catch back up to him at this point. I mean, yeah, he's pretty much gone now.
Yeah, so he'll fall all the way back. We'll see if he can fall. If he falls all the way back to Mark Kissweather, Hunter Sr., Donnie Kite, and Ruben Rodas, that pack, he's about 14 seconds ahead of them. I think he might by the end of it, but he shouldn't go a lap down this late into the stage. As the outside lane is starting to come back a little bit as Kyle Taub tries to make something happen. Josh Arnold, the Auburn machine on the bottom, blinking out just a little bit, not helping at all, really. But now Arnold's gonna hop up to the top, and now I think Jared Skinner's gonna be to the inside, but just blinking out a little bit. It's just kind of hard to judge. Be a big factor. Something new that has been added to iRacing as recently at the build a few weeks ago, the connection flag. So we'll see if Arnold is blinking a bit. Be unfortunate if he did get that connection flag and put it back to the pits.
I don't think it's bad enough for the connection flag to come in effect, but it could be as he's pulling out of line right there.
It pulls out of line, just gets out of line, and courteous move there. Just falls to the back of the line, just not going to fight for anything. Just kind of relied in the main pack, just hope something goes his way while his internet tries to stabilize, but everyone's staying single file up front still. But this time by, we'll have 5 to go for the stage. Well, 6 to go for the stage. Everyone's staying single file, taking their time. But right now, it seems like track position seems to be pretty important because no one's really been making a whole bunch of moves.
Yeah, as right now, I think they're just kind of waiting for the last few laps of the stage to wind down and then make their moves here with like 2 to go or so. It's kind of what it seems like these guys are planning on doing. It's one car away
just trying to, there's Josh Arnold again, just falling towards the back, but here comes Jared Skinner, going to try and make a move on the outside, going to try and jump McDonald. He actually leapfrogs him perfectly. Able to get out in front of McDonald there. With 5 to go, the outside lane started. Some drivers trying to make some moves, but just ultimately not working. Everyone's just staying packed up tight together. We'll see if someone starts to leave, some drivers start to leave a gap, trying to build a run. Brock Morris starting to lead a little bit of a gap towards the back there. Kyle Todd moves up to the outside lane. Josh Arnold going to try and follow. Down the back straightaway. Down the front straightaway, excuse me. Todd hops back in line in front of Morris. They're trying to break the side draft. Arnold trying to follow him through. We're going to hop back in line. Todd's going to be able to clear. Arnold not going to be able to, still blinking on the outside lane. That could slow him and Morris down. So everyone's staying nice and calm, but here comes Hoff now to the outside. Skinner now to the outside as well. Well, is this the break for the outside lane that they need? They have a good run up towards the front. They probably need about maybe one more car. Hoff's going to get turned down the straightaway. Dwayne goes off the nose of Dwayne Young. Tired of the inside wall. I think he kept it off it. Maybe a great save, but that causes a big separation.
Oh, he did tag it pretty hard in the left rear. Not sure how big his damage is, but there's no caution for that one. But now they're kind of separated. For the top three are pretty much half a second clear of Jared Skinner right now.
Yeah, with 3 to go, but this is going to allow the big run to generate for these leaders up top, for the bottom, for the drivers towards the back. Try and get this run. We'll see if they go to the outside here. Jared Skinner behind his teammate of Zachary Baird. They can just stay to the middle there, but there goes Kyle Top. Hops up to the outside lane. Brock Morris tries to follow. No one else jumps up in front of him. As now that break that we thought the outside lane had, and now just falling apart more as Josh Arnold, he's kind of falling off the back, as now just more drivers falling out as they separated more. But Kyle Todd, Brock Morris trying to make something happen. McDonald try it right there in front of Kyle Todd, not going up top, just staying right to the bottom, right behind Dwayne Young. But these top 3 or 4 just staying put on the bottom. 2 to go here for the stage.
As here comes Morris and Todd up top. Can they maybe make a late stage charge to the front here? 1.5 laps to go.
They're trying the outside again, but just can't do it. And now Skinner kind of all alone on the bottom there. Got a little bit of gap to behind and in front, but it's not going to take the outside yet. As kind of see the bottom starting to drift up a little bit. Trying to block the run of the high lane and trying to build a bubble in front of their nose, but off of turn number 4, Todd with the run now. He's got Morris to the outside. They're going to pull alongside Skinner. Is this the break they needed? Meredith staying kind of pulling up a little bit, gives him a little bit more draft. Todd getting very heavy on the side draft. Morris not to the bumper of Todd that it needs to be. Final lap through the stage as he entered 1 and 2.
Side by side for guys behind. Oh, it's way up the racetrack. I think that's Morris goes. Let's see, I think he overshot maybe as there's 3 cars up top. The top 3 still separate on the bottom, pulling away from the rest of this pack behind.
Dwayne Young hops behind Kyle Todd. There's now 3 drivers on the outside lane. If they hook up really well together, maybe get nose to nose, they can easily build something, but the inside lane not letting them happen as they're slide drafting it back. But the top 3 out in front, big swiggle on the bottom with Jared Skinner. Kyle Todd trying to get a big shove from Dwayne Young, but it's just not going to be enough. Coming to the line now for the stage win, Dylan Chappell, Cole Steiner, 2-car tandem out front. Does Steiner try to make the move to the outside? He's going to get there, going to side drafts Chappell back, and he's going to be able to get at the line. Chappell by 1,000th of a second will pick up the stage.
Wow. What a finish that was for the stage there. I thought for a second
stage finish
that Snyder maybe got it there, but very close.
They just kind of door tapped right at the line, just hurt Snyder's momentum, and Dylan Chappell was able to get at the stage win by 1,000th of a second.
Yeah, that was the perfect move at the perfect time there. Not much else Cole Snyder could have done differently there with that stage win, but yeah, Chappell still gets it done. As definitely everyone's going to come in pit lane here. Not too much strategy at Talladega. Probably just want to take 4 tires, full tank of fuel. Make sure you have as much grip as you can for these last few 50 laps or so. Probably won't take another set of tires for the rest of the race. Most likely if we stay green.
Thinking normally the strategy here, I think you want to try. We'll see if some of these drivers take tires, but if I was towards the back, maybe just take fuel only. Get up front. You see how the track position was very important. No one really made a whole bunch of moves to make it up front. Just hopefully try to line yourself up on the bottom, because that seems to be the most dominant line tonight. But just don't take tires under the caution here, and take tires under the green, so you have a faster pit exit up to getting up to speed. But we'll see if anyone tries to take fuel only. Anyone doesn't, but I think fuel only might be a call for some drivers in the back to put themselves up front. I suppose don't really matter too much. But Dylan Chappell able to pick up the stage win by 1/1000th of a second. But none of those drivers went a lap down. Zachary Tyler, Hunter Jr., Donnie Kite, Mark Kiswell, Sammy Hoff stayed on the lead lap after all their unfortunate incidents as well. Sammy Hoff had an incident, but all the other drivers lost the draft. But everyone will stay on the lead lap, so that'll put Ruben Rodas back to 5 down. He's going to be in a lot of cautions. But everyone going to come down pit road here. So Dylan Chappell, we'll see if he can hold the lead off the pit road. See if anyone takes fuel only, take tires. There's tires up for most drivers. I think everyone's taking 4 tires. There's actually Zachary Meredith. Maybe it's two tire only call there.
2.1 second pit stop for him. Same with Dwayne Young, very short pit stop. So
fuel only for those drivers. That'll put them up front like they were hoping for. Dylan Chappell actually still came out in front of Dwayne Young. As those drivers are going to line up back behind the pace car. And we're at the way back for the final stage, for the final about 50, we'll restart with 49 to go. Before we get back restarted, let's take a chat with Dylan Chappell, our stage winner. Able to get the stage win there. Just how important was it this staying out front tonight so far? And just seems like no one else on the outside was really able to make a move and just able to stay out front and defend off Cole Center at the very end.
Yeah, with this new package is kind of funky with the side drafting, and then also like I don't feel like you can let off the gas hardly, or you lose the draft. So I just want to stay up front, work with my guys, and see what we can do.
Yeah, you worked together very well up front so far tonight, able to pretty much lead all those all the first laps there, and you're able to take the pole tonight and as an importance. But how important tonight has been working with your teammates so far?
Oh yeah, man, we like these restrictor plates, but got to work together with these. Like I said, especially with the new package, you can easily lose the draft, so you gotta have friends. So thankfully, I have my buddy Cole, and trying to work with this 6 car a little bit right here too, because Cole had some damage from our finish at the end there. So
yeah, but you're able to work with Cole Snyder well, and both of you are able to lock out a 1-2 there at the very end of the stage. But congrats on the stage win, and good luck in the rest of the race.
Thanks, guys.
So that is our stage winner of Dylan Chappell. So he's going to try and they did get a little bit of damage with a little bit of door tap there right at the finish. So it's Cole Snyder going to be towards the back, but we'll see how Cole Snyder, how well he can work his way up front. But Zachary Meredith, fuel only call, is going to stay up front. He's going to restart in P number 1. He'll have Dwayne Young behind him, also on fuel only. Everyone else on 4 tires, but that's really not going to be a big factor here. It's just tires are really going to be the main factor of coming down pit road and topping it off when you pit. But with 49 to go, they're going to have to make a 1 stop, but won't need a full fuel tank. So we'll see if anyone tries to take a 2-tire strategy call maybe late in that during their pit stop. Or if any a small group of guys will try and jump the rest of the field. in this pit stop, but we'll see. But we'll probably around 30 laps on fuel, so we'll have be about 20 laps short on fuel, 15 to 20 laps short. So we'll see when these drivers will come down pit road, and we'll see where how everyone will be able to get on pit road. Pit road is definitely gonna be a tough thing. Just slowing it down from 190 miles an hour down to 55. Definitely a tough thing to do.
Yeah, especially in these next-gen cars, the brakes aren't always the best. Even though, I mean, they're kind of supposed to be bigger, but sometimes you lock up easily, especially when you haven't really used the brakes. Maybe brake temperature could be a factor. I don't really know too much, but definitely could play a factor here tonight. But it's still a long ways to go here, as we still have about 50 laps to go at Talladega.
And these drivers are going to work together here. We'll see where everyone lines up after this first lap. We'll see if they keep it together. But into the Geico restart, we're back underway. We'll see how the aggression level changes for stage number 2 as the race to the finish with 49 to go. Everyone quickly hops to the bottom there as Hunter Sr., Brandon McDonald hop in line quickly, but Dylan Chappell and Brock Morris left all along the outside lane. As now Donnie Kite and Cole Snyder trying to make some moves up on the outside as well. We'll see if the outside lane can stay a little bit more formed up this time as Meredith hops up, but Kite hops down.
Yeah, kind of just switching around, trying to find a teammate, maybe a drafting partner that you've worked well with so far tonight. I think that's what a lot of these guys are doing so far right now.
As Meredith hops back to the bottom, pulls in front of Dwayne Young, and now he hops back up in front of Dylan Chappell as the outside lane start to make some moves. Meredith hops back to the bottom, just trying to block both lanes, but now Chappell able to side draft Meredith back. The outside lane stays together, so still side-by-side train now. It's supposed to be seen all night long in the restart, but now the inside lane start to drive off a little bit, but Brock Morris gonna hop down to the bottom with Dylan Chappell as they clear Meredith, as now Cole Snyder out on leaving the outside lane. He's at the push for the Auburn machine of Josh Arnold, and big push on the outside lane. Cole Snyder clears now Arnold as well, as the outside lane really starting to make some moves.
Yeah, a lot more aggressive early on in this run than we saw at the beginning of this race. These drivers know how important track position is, especially for those pit stops coming up here if we stay green the whole way.
Yeah, the stop 4 able to clear the bottom quickly, and they hopped out to the bottom. Now that outside lane gonna have to work a little bit better, stay a little bit tightly packed to pull that front pack back. But now the front 4 or 5 able to pull away by about 2-3 car lengths over the rest of the field. The outside lane is starting to fall back just a little bit. Brock Morris kind of in that own no man's land, but right behind Dylan Chappell is now the inside lane starting to pull back a little bit, but now the outside lane is starting to pull them back. They're trying to side draft them back, but so far top 6 able to stay single file, right? Everyone else side by side.
Yeah, like I mentioned, a lot more aggressive than it was at the beginning of this one, but now it's kind of calmed down. People made their moves early on this second half of the race, or second part of the race, or second stage, whatever you want to call it. And I think we're going to see some single file racing, kind of like we saw in the first stage there, until the pit stops come up.
As the outside lane is starting to pull a little bit closer now, that everyone's starting to stay a little bit tightly packed on the outside lane, and the inside lane not really working well together. But now they got about 6 cars on the outside lane. Everyone's stuck together. It's working pretty well for those drivers.
Here comes Hoff right there. Also behind him is Jared Skinner. They're looking to try to make the outside lane form up, and I mean, they have the numbers up there, but I guess they're just not working well enough compared to the inside lane. They just can't really get up these race leaders up. Oh, around goes that's Ruben Rodas, maybe possibly around there in the pit lane, and he does not hit anything, but he does have a black flag, so he's got to serve that for, I think, maybe speeding and maybe also illegal pit road entry, as he spun out right in front of the middle of the field. Just a bad shove there. Not sure who got into him. I think it was Brandon McDonald, maybe. Yeah, it looks like it was that 25 machine. Also, he has lost the main pack, so the main pack goes from 15 to 13 now. As luckily there was no incident there, and the only driver involved was Ruben Rodas.
Yeah, no major incident, just a spin of Ruben Rodas, but now that single file the line out quickly is now only Donnie Kite, Marcus Weathers, double file on the outside lane. They're all the way towards the back of this single file train on the bottom, but now the aggression level, as that was picked up, and now everyone's kind of leaves it back down. So we'll see how quickly everyone gets back going. See how the aggression level picks up later in this run, but everyone will be able to pit with about 30 laps to go. In about 15 laps, the fuel window will open. So we'll see if a team of maybe 4 or 5 drivers come down pit road and maybe make a try a strategy call there.
Yeah, definitely wouldn't be a bad strategy call. Usually in these next gens, 4 people, 3-4 people together in the pack are definitely the best strategy here when pitting from under green flag conditions. Because if you have too much drivers, you're just gonna check up way too much in a single file pack, which will slow you down overall. But if you have too little, then you'll have enough draft resistance to get up the speed to be competitive.
Yeah, but so far everyone's saying single file, taking their time here.
Yeah, we'll see if anyone makes some moves as soon as we see that. I think some of the JuicySpydr gaming drivers up there trying to make some moves, as the Zachary Meredith, I believe, and Jared Skinner possibly. Yes, it is. Those two up there trying to make some moves.
Outside lane starting to pick up some aggression now as Dylan Chappell trying to work his way back up to the front, as now his teammate Cole Snyder up front. He's got Zachary Meredith and Jared Skinner behind him with the JuicySpydr machines, but Skinner starting to fall back a little bit. He's got side drafted by Zachary Tyler. But the run on the outside lane, perfect push for Zachary Meredith. We'll see if Cole Snyder maybe checks up a little bit at the bottom, trying to get Chappell in. Chappell is clear. Meredith barely. Meredith's gonna hesitate to get in line. He will. So now Chappell and Meredith cycle out to the front on the from the outside lane. That puts Meredith in the P number 2. Chappell back to the race lead, just where he was in that first stage. There's actually big stack ups towards the back of the field now. As actually the top 4 pulled away. There, what? Yeah, Mark Kissweather had actually got
black flag for him. I think he got a bad show from Samuel Hoff, possibly. This is a replay.
Yeah, he did. Bad shove from Samuel Hoff.
Down pit lane. Yeah. Not sure if that'll be cleared.
It was clear for Ruben Rodas, so I believe he will be able to get it clear. All he's going to do is just ask for it.
Yeah, still way further back, and that separates the pack pretty big time, as Brock Morris now leading a pack of 3 cars right there, trying to catch up to the main pack. I think they will. I think they have enough draft and enough help behind to stay up with the 7 cars ahead of him.
Yeah, but Samuel Hoff, Dwayne Young also fall off the back there as well. So those 2 teammates trying to work together. Kettering University machine and the Pattern University, Pattern Engineering machine, as they're gonna fall off the draft, and that's unfortunate for those 2. They need to stay in the draft, but it's now the other 3 catch up. They can try and use the outside lane now, try to make some moves work on the outside lane. Brock Morris also with the Kettering University machine on the outside lane. As here comes Jared Skinner, the JuicySpydr machine hops up to the outside lane, but Morris can't leave him out to dry. As Skinner's gonna hop back to the bottom quick as possible, right behind Kyle Taub, but that probably was not the best move they could have made there. But they try to make something happen. They have all 3 of them have the hold down to the bottom in front of Jared Skinner. They're gonna stamp to the top. They're gonna try and stay alongside Kyle Taub, but now they're back single file. Both all clear, but the outside lane, everyone's trying to make something happen, but they just can't make it happen up there. A big move there from Hunter Senior. Tries to hop back to the bottom, and Kite tried to follow in, but hesitated there and almost caused a 3 wide kind of moment, but they single file that back out quickly.
Just Ruben Rhodes getting slot back in as Mark Kisselman, I believe, has exited the session. Or something must have happened there as he's, I think, in pit lane possibly. So our champion from quarter one out early tonight.
Yeah, he did disconnect from the session, so it's unfortunate night for him. Just an unfortunate push, and that will put him out of the race.
As we're pretty much back single finals. As soon as I said that, it was 5 cars up top trying to make something work. As Donnie Kite up there, I believe, and also Hunter Sr. trying to get him a good shove as the top 3 again. As there goes Senior, gonna split Donnie Kite maybe. You know he's gonna get some cleaner on his front bumpers. These guys are kind of slinging the top 3 tandem away right now.
Yeah, it's letting those top 3 tandem away, but I mean those top 3 will eventually come back as the outside lane up with 4 or 5. They will work their way together, but Josh Arnold trying to stay back in line as Donnie Kite, Hunter Sr., Zachary Tyler, Brock Morris, and Jared Skinner on the outside lane. They all 5 of those drivers try to make something happen, but just can't make it happen as Josh Arnold now and Kyle Taub able to clear there. They stick to the bottom, but the outside lane just not really able to make anything work, but equal cars now on the top and bottom, just not able to get a run.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm thinking of moving to the top there, but it's tops back to the bottom.
yeah, coming to 36 laps to go this time by Ben Green for about 15 or so, 14, 15 laps. I mean, I think these drivers just need to put themselves in a good position before the pit stops here. And that's really what I would be doing, just getting myself in a good position for pit stops. I mean, really, with a 10-car pack, it doesn't really matter where you're at, in my opinion. I mean, if whether you're in 5th compared to 10th, you know, I think it's relatively not that big of a deal. But you kind of split would be with around your teammates, I would say. And as Donnie Kite running the outside wall, it looks like, trying to make the very top side work. So I think the most important thing here in Super Speedway Racing is just having good teammates. I mean, or at least someone that you like to work with. Overall, just is comfortable pushing you and maybe you pushing them or something, vice versa. I think that's kind of what we've seen the top 3s be so good tonight. Just Dylan Chappell, Zachary Ramirez, Cole Sanger, those 3 have pretty much been, I would say, top 3 most, if not all, tonight.
Yeah, they work together very well, but it's just I think the outside lane is just very hard to get moving. No one's able to make the outside lane work as well, and they're just not able to get hooked up well. I think really what works well in this NextGen car is about 3 to 4 cars hooked up bumper to bumper, really push the outside lane and build a big run, but just not able to get the run. The outside lane is just not very dominant like it normally is, and the inside lane very strong, and it just has to get really packed up tightly together. Get a big wiggle, but big wiggle there from Kite. Actually, it's way up the racetrack. Tyler to the middle. It's not going to be 3 wide again. This could be pretty bad as some of them could lose the draft off of this.
You got Todd blinking on the bottom. They're not helping anyone out there. I don't think they'll lose the draft too much, but the guy gets back in line here. They're still not single file yet. Now they are. I got to chase down Josh Arnold, who's only 3/10 up the road, so I think they should be okay. But I think right now they just kind of they have to settle in and just ride here. I mean, going the outside clear has not worked at all tonight until the last like 2 laps when everyone's trying to push. I think they just have to ride and just be content with where they're at right now. Because you cannot afford to lose a draft.
Yeah, and also just with this runs like how they are tonight, it just seems like it'd be a great opportunity to maybe bring 3 or 4 down and separate the pack and try to happen. I think these top 4, Chappell, Meredith, Snyder, and Arnold, I think they can easily do that. They've been able to get a little bit of a breakaway with all these drivers trying to make the outside lane work. If they can all pit together, and maybe all these drivers, everyone else tries to work together, they could cause a separation if those 4 can work together very well. Being such a small pack in general of 11 cars, it could be hard to do that, but Zachary Tyler hops up to the top. He's able to side draft Arnold back. He's got Morris to the bottom. This could be the chance the outside lane needed to push their way up front. This Cole Steiner getting separated back as well as Meredith and Chapel. A 2-car breakaway out front by a few car lengths, but the outside lane not linked up together well again.
Yep, once again the top three just pretty much by themselves in their own zip code, kind of a little bit. Just a little bit ahead, and they just have not left each other's bumper all the second half of this run since we went back green. Those top three of Chapel, Meredith, and Snyder's crazy good so far. Just working together so well.
Now they all single file back out again, but as mentioned, those top four are able, if they want to pit, they gotta wait a few more laps. Big wiggle there, a little bit of contact with top Zachary Tyler. Is able to keep it together, but that could be a little bit of damage to the back bumper of Kyle Taub. Looks okay there, but that caused a big stack up behind. Is now Brock Morris single file on the bottom, a solo driver on the bottom.
Side by side up ahead, I think it's a lap car of Brandon McDonald. The rest it is, he's gonna go one lap down, and he is in the lucky dog position if we stay green and no one else goes a lap. But he needs a one caution here with 3 laps to go. I mean, at Talladega, you never really know what's gonna happen, but chances are pretty high that there's gonna be someone that makes a mistake that causes a caution here.
Of these top four, they want to get that short pit. The fuel window opens in maybe about 3 more laps to be on the safe side. Is 30 laps to go here. If you're single file, just kind of waiting and saving a little bit of fuel, you can easily make it stretch 30 laps. So I think fuel window pretty much is open here. We'll see if anyone dives down pit road soon.
I mean, if I was Dylan Chapel, Meredith, and Cole Snyder, I'd probably want to pit together. Just knowing how well you guys work together so far tonight, I would definitely want to try to pit on the same lap and coordinate that. And I mean, you probably want 1 or 2 other people. If you can get someone else down pit lane, that would be preferred. But with how good those 3 drivers have been working together, I mean, I honestly, if I was one of them, I wouldn't mind just only us 3 pitting at the same time and no one else. I mean, that's just how good they've been so far tonight. But still a long ways to go until we see some pit stops here. Maybe a little sooner than later, but still, gotta make sure you get down pit lane first and slow down in time.
Yeah, and I feel like now we're in that crucial part of the race, that kind of limbo between the pit window, as they can only go about 30 laps. They're about 20 laps into the run now, this time by, so they can only go about maybe 10, maybe 12 more laps on fuel, depending on how well you're saving fuel. But now the fuel window is open, so this definitely could be a big factor. So we'll see, this 10 laps here. Definitely going to be decisive. Who will get on pit road best? Who will work together well? Will anyone separate out of pit road? Will anyone take 2 tires, 4 tires? You slow them out a little bit, fuel only. I mean, a lot of things should happen. If you take a little bit of tires, be a little bit faster off pit exit, taking you a little bit of time.
I think you should be able to take right sides only with not losing too much time on pit lane, but I don't know if you want to risk it depending on how little fuel you have to take here. But we'll see when they come down, because if you stretch out as long as you can, I think you probably have to take a full tank of fuel most likely, no matter what, or around there at least.
Yeah, just around there, maybe, especially if you're leading out here out front. Dylan Chapel could have to take a lot more fuel compared to the rest of the field, because he's been leading so much. So that could cost him time on pit road that cannot be really lost. It could cost him a little bit of track position. It could be something like that, but so far everyone's staying single file As we're now coming to 26 to go. Complete lap number 50. There's no one diving down pit road yet. Everyone's staying in single file now. I think they're getting ready for that pit stop. Dylan Chapel, Zach and Mayer, the Cole Snyder, Josh Arnold, Kyle Taub, the top 5, staying single file there. Zachary Tyler, Brock Morris, Donnie Kite, Hunter Senior, Jared Scanner, the rest of the top 10. Only one driver off the back there. Brandon McDonald needs a lap down after getting a back push and sent down pit road.
Coming to 25 to go this time by. These drivers have been on these tires and this tank of fuel for 25 laps on the green so far. So halfway through their runs so far on the green. As still single file through most of the field, as I think they kind of just knew they battled a little bit too much early on. They knew that the outside lane just probably isn't going to go anywhere, so might as well stay single file, not lose a draft, and all you can really ask for at these super speedways is just to be there at the end. So, I mean, it's really the goal probably for most of these drivers with 5 to go, have a chance at the win. As looks like a little separation here from 4th on back, as we'll see what happens here on the front. Looks like the top 4 kind of pulling away now from these guys behind. Kyle Taub doesn't have any help from behind, so this could be a change right here. The top 4 can continue to do this and pull away.
Yeah, big stack up, but the rest of the 4 or 5 they have to get separated. Have to get pushed, linked back together here and pull away. As now Kyle Taub just kind of in that limbo, barely in the draft of the other, but helping the other pack as well. This could be the break that they needed. A big checkup just kind of caused all that. Now this could be the opportunity for these, like maybe 5 to pit. They can work together very well enough.
Yeah.
And get down pit road. Could try and cause something here. Zachary Tyler leading that second pack. Everyone's staying single file, but that pack got separated quickly there. And Kyle Taub, he's just sitting in the middle of it, just hoping to get dragged along to the front pack, but he's right in the middle of it. Just kind of sitting in limbo, and I think he's losing touch to that front pack. So Kyle Taub is unfortunate. He's going to lose that top 4. So the top 4 break away. And they work together so well tonight so far, and this could be their break.
As the
Now
top
the
4
second
have
pack.
separated big time as they
second
come
pack
up pit lane.
Yeah, now here
follow.
comes the rest of the drivers down pit road as well. Jared Skinner thinks about it. He's kind of on the apron. He misses pit road. Zachary Tyler does not pit as well, but everyone comes out pit road there. And now I think if you're someone in that backpack, you got to try something to gain some time here off pit road.
Yeah, maybe take a little bit less fuel, maybe a little bit less fuel than you need, and try to save it in the main pack. Could be something you could do. Maybe take a little, like a gallon or so less, and just try to save. Just do something. As they're taking left sides only. That's I mean,
A little bit faster, but
not really. I mean,
right. Donnie Kite actually gets off pit road first. Kyle Taub as well. So the second pack able to play it better.
yeah,
They
two
take a little bit less
tires.
fuel.
2 tires took way too much time. 12 seconds compared to those 9-second stops for Kite and Taub, as they're gone from the rest of the field for now.
Yeah, but they'll easily get caught back up. But unfortunate, Jared Scanner and Zachary Tyler, they both missed pit road. So they're going to fall all the way towards the back. And that's just unfortunate for those guys. I think that's also a thing. You had those guys in that second pack, they're about second and a half back. They had to push pit road as much as possible. They couldn't really take their time with it. And they had to push it and gain as much time as they could. And it didn't pay off for a few, but it paid off for Donnie Kite. and Kyle Taub, as they're actually two together, but now they're side by side. That's going to slow them down big time. They need to try to work together here.
Not sure why exactly. I mean, it's not something you usually see at Super Speedway.
That's going to slow them down. That's going to allow Dylan Chappell, Zachary Mayer, Josh Arnold, Cole Steiner able to work together. But actually, the rest of the pack, the front pack, well, the secondary pack, falls off. As now the Donnie Kite, Kyle Taub, they actually jumped onto the front path with that pit stop. So great pit stop for Donnie Kite and Kyle Taub. They cannot get left out to dry here. They're going to stay within that draft. So those four are really linked up together well. Kyle Taub, Donnie Kite, can they pull it in? I think they maybe have the draft. These are crucial moments here, very stressful moments for Kyle Taub and Donnie Kite. If they want a chance, they have to stay with this pack, and they will. So now we're down to 6-car front pack. And that will leave everyone else together. Zachary Tyler, Jared Skinner, they're a 2-car pack. Brock Morris all by himself. Hunter Sr. all by himself. They're actually going to get caught, but Samuel Hoff and Dwayne Young, there's those two drivers together. Actually, Griffin Otis and Samuel Hoffert together. Dwayne Young all by himself, so just everyone straggled together, strung out, and now it's just the front pack of 6 with 20 to go. Now coming to 19, this is going to be crucial moments, just no mistakes. Just can't have any incidents to bring out a caution late here, but these 6, we'll see how well they work together. But now with 19 to go, the front pack of 6 all together as we're closing in on the final stages of this race. Everyone's got a single file in, strung out. We're going to take a quick break away from the mics, and we're going to do a little bit of an Ellerin crank it up here from Talladega. Welcome back from the Crank It Up segment. With 15 to go, we have the front pack of 6, and interesting there, Dwayne Young, the lap car, able to jump on and tag along. So now we have a pack of 7 with 1 lap car of Dwayne Young. He will go 1 lap down. So Dwayne Young will be the lucky dog recipient if we do get a caution. But with 14 to go now, Dylan Chappell, Zachary Merritt, Josh Arnold, Cole Snyder, Kyle Taub, and Donnie Kite will be fighting for the race win up in this front pack of 6. But it's been Dylan Chappell, Zachary Merritt, Josh Arnold, and Cole Snyder working together very well all night long. It's going to be hard for Donnie Kite and Zachary Tyler to try and break those guys up. But they're going to have to use the help of Dwayne Young as the lap car to try and break these guys up a little bit, separate them out a little bit. It might be their key to the win. But everyone's single file still.
Yeah, I think right now these guys are just kind of riding it out, hoping to not have a caution, cause a caution, be in a caution. But I think with 3 to go, I think that's when I would try to make some moves here. You obviously don't want to wait for the white flag because, I mean, we've seen that in real life too. It's just you don't have enough time to do anything. Especially if you're in 6th place, like a Donnie Kite. Or Kalatab is in 5th, you know, you're a little further back, but you still want to have some time to make some moves here and there.
And they're all single file right now. Even if they started battling side by side, they wouldn't lose any more time as they have 16 seconds over the second pack. So I guess they won't have a caution. These drivers are pretty much going to be fighting themselves for the win. Just saw Cole Snyder try to snipe Dylan Chappell right at the line there for the stage, but Dylan Chappell able to hold on by 1/1000th of a second. See if anyone can maybe get Dylan Chappell at the line this time for the win. These laps are clicking off one by one. These drivers are going to start getting more and more aggressive for the race win.
Yeah, I mean, I think right now, riding it out here, waiting for the last few laps. We also have a second pack here. Zachary Tyler, Jared Skinner, Hunter Sr., Brock Morris, 7th through 10th right now. All about 18 seconds back from the main pack, so these drivers kind of just hoping for a caution because they're just don't have enough time to catch up, and they're not fast enough either to catch up.
Yeah, and those drivers staying single file, trying to make something happen, but it's just not working out for them. As the front pack just staying perfectly tucked up to each other.
Coming to 10 to go this time by. We'll see who makes the first move. I mean, the thing about it is that Cole Snyder, he's been a really good pusher here tonight. We saw him almost win the stage there. He's sitting right now in 4th place behind Josh Arnold, so watch those two to maybe make a move late in this one because of how good Cole Snyder has been at pushing here tonight. But same with Zachary Merritt and Dylan Chappell. I mean, Chappell, I feel like he's led every lap so far tonight, all 76. Or 66 so far, coming to 76 in total up for tonight. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he pulls off this win, just based off how good he has been out in front. And if he can defend well, like he did for the stage, I mean, it's gonna be really tough to beat him in a 99 machine.
Yeah, he's been able to hold that front very well, and just no one's been able to get by him. And no one's really been trying, as the outside lane is just so hard to get going tonight. No one's been able to make it work. So far, this Dylan Chappell staying out in front. As now Dwayne Young trying to make something happen as a lap car up front. He's staying to the outside, but these drivers are staying single file out front for now. Everyone just trying to take their time, just get back to the white flag so they don't have to worry about a caution.
Chappell leads, Meredith in second, Arnold in third. Who will make the first move? We've seen Kite be pretty aggressive. Him and Tobb has been pretty aggressive, trying to make the outside lane work earlier. And earlier in this stage, but they haven't really been able to do much earlier. But with less cars in the pack, a 2-car tandem could definitely work a lot better than 4 cars in the 11-car pack earlier. Which just could be interesting.
But staying single file this time by, they'll be coming to 5 laps to go. So that will make this even closer as the aggression will start to ramp up, but we'll see. Everyone's just trying to just stay in line as they're really chasing down that second pack, down to up to 20-second gap. They could have 1 lap car of Samuel Hoff if they catch him, but actually he's in a pack with Ruben Rodas and Brandon McDonald. They're down the back straightaway, but looks like they might not catch them. But 5 to go. Dylan Chappell stays out in front.
Ooh, slow car. Zachary Tyler. Very slow entering turn 3. He has a broken right front, I believe. Not sure what happened to him. Let's take a quick replay. He almost hit the main pack. And he just lost it on his own.
Yeah, lost it. Is down the back straightaway.
I don't believe he had damage. It looks like he has damage, but I'm not sure exactly what was going on.
Wheel malfunction, possibly, but he's spinning back up the track. There's the wall hit.
And
he stopped on the racetrack, wondering why that wasn't a caution.
yeah,
he came by at flying pace, but that
kind of looks like a
break from his front pack.
I mean, from that point of view, maybe like a screen going black or something, not knowing where he's at, kind of type thing. That's the only thing I can really think of. But very interesting. But luckily, those drivers avoided him. I think it was Samuel Hoff, Dwayne Young, and Ruben Rodas maybe in that pack there that avoided him. But 3.5 to go. Main pack's still together, no side by side yet.
Yeah, and this is coming down to the final few laps as we have been green all night long except that one stage caution. So this is gonna get into our aggression mode as these drivers can start to want to get moving. They try to want to build their runs, try to make their moves. So we'll see, because they've been mostly single file all night long, so we could see easily mistakes made. They could cause an incident, but with 3 to go now.
This is kind of where I said they should be making the moves here with 3 to go, so they have enough time to make 2 moves. So you have this move and then 1 more on the white flag, so you can regain your speed.
It's going to be hard to make it, but if I was Kyle Tobb or Donnie Kite, and maybe Dwayne Young, just try and help these guys. Start making your moves now, because you're coming to 2 to go. You got to start making something happen. If you're not making anything happen right now on the bottom, on the inside lane, just kind of waiting in line. You got to make something happen out the top. You're in the back. You gotta have something happen. If you lose the draft, at least you go home knowing you tried. You gotta just try something. Unless just hoping, waiting in the back for a wreck. But with 2 to go, just over 5 miles left of racing. As everyone's staying single file, Dylan Chappell, Zachary Mammoth, Josh Arnold, Cole Snyder, top 4, Kyle Taub, 5th, Donnie Kite in 6th. Dylan Chappell, the Pizza and Wings Chevrolet, been up front all night long. He's easily had the most laps. We'll see if he can lead the most important one, the final one. We'll see if anyone makes a move. The gap's starting to be a little bit left behind Kyle Taub. Well, with Kyle Taub and Donnie Kite. We'll see where Meredith goes. Down to the tri-oval. 1 lap to go. Just over 2.5 miles here from Talladega. Dylan Chappell holds the lead. Meredith giving him the shove. A little bit of gaps behind Meredith is Arnold and Cole Snyder, but Donnie Kite and Kyle Taub kind of losing the pack a little bit. The top 4 pulled away, working together well. As a 3 in the back now, not working together well. These top 4 stay together, nose to tail. No one ducking on the line yet. Down the back straightaway. There goes Arnold. He jumps up to the top lane. Snyder goes up to follow. Chappell blocks side by side for the lead. Here comes Kyle Taub and Donnie again with a huge run to the outside lane. They were setting back fairly far. Big moves, just slides moving everywhere as Cole Snyder on the outside by himself, but Josh Arnold holds the lead. Cole Snyder all by himself up top, no help. Here comes Dylan Chappell. He has a run. Can he get the run at the line? To the line. It's going to be Josh Arnold by 36 thousandths of a second. Josh Arnold able to play the late moves perfectly. He takes the win at Talladega.
What a move, and I thought for a second there Kyle Taub and Donnie Kite were going to slingshot past all of them, but too little too late seems like. I mean, just wow, what a run there for Josh Arnold. Perfectly set up that move, and Chappell unfortunately ends up second after a great run here tonight.
Yeah, and Dylan Chappell just unfortunate in the lead. Sometimes it's a great way to play it, but sometimes if you're out in front in the leading, really just sitting duck. No one really wants to go with you unless you have a trusted teammate behind you. And he just lost it, but Josh Arnold able to play it perfectly, and he was able to get the win, but Dylan Chappell still able to come out tonight with a solid points run, able to get second in the stage win. So I think he actually still probably outpoints Josh Arnold by the end of it. Josh Arnold taking his time. I think he might wonder if some of these drivers are out of fuel. Maybe fuel that car as close as they possibly could. Josh Arnold able to take the winner. Only one caution. That was our stage caution. As we've went green all night long. Josh Arnold limps his way back to the start-finish line. Starts to pick up the pace a little bit. Now, so Josh Arnold, he started out quarter one strong, lost the points lead in the penultimate race, and he ended up second in quarter one. And now he starts quarter number 2 with a race win at Talladega. He's going to burn it down here on the front straightaway. Able to steal it away by 36 thousandths of a second. Josh Arnold will be going to victory lane. He's going to burn all that he has left. While Josh Arnold celebrates, we're going to step away and we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with our top 3 interviews here from Talladega.
NJBDesigns.com, we specialize in transforming your vehicle into a work of art by revolutionizing the way you see your car with the hottest trends in sim racing. Choose from a wide range of colors, textures, finishes to promote your business and sponsors in style. Whether you're looking to add a sleek matte finish, a flashy chrome accent, or a custom design that turns heads, our designers have you covered. If you want to stand out in the crowd, visit NJBDesigns.com today and let our team of professionals transform your vision into reality.
Welcome back here from Talladega as Josh Arnold is able to pick up the win by 36 thousandths of a second over Dylan Chappell. Before we get towards after the interviews, let's take a quick look at our race results here from Talladega. Josh Arnold able to get the win over Dylan Chappell. Cole Snyder able to pick up third. Kyle Todd rounds out fourth. Zach Merida the fifth, and Donnie Kite rounds out our sixth car lead pack. Hunter Sr. able to pick up seventh. Jared Skinner eighth. Samuel Hoff finishes ninth. Our top 10, our final driver lead lap, Rocket Morris in the 05 machine, finishing 11th tonight with 45 of Dwayne Young. Brandon McDonald finishing 12th. Zachary Tyler finishing 13th, 14th of Ruben Rodas, 15th of Mark Kissweather, and our last driver tonight, 16 of Giovanni Klein. So a great way to start the season, a great way to start quarter number 2 here from Talladega. Josh Arnold at the end of quarter 1 just came up short, able to get second in the points there, but able to pick up with a win tonight. How does it feel able to get the race win and start quarter off 2 strong?
Oh, it feels good, especially in the Auburn car after they made the Final Four, especially the basketball Outlive, which is always a cancer charity in the state of Alabama. So definitely shout out to them and the basketball team for tonight.
Yeah, and you're able to pick up the win, just like Auburn was able to pick up the win earlier today. But just strong run for you tonight. You held up front. I mean, it's just all four of you guys, Dylan Chappell, Cole Steiner, and Zach Meredith, all four of you guys were able to work together well up front. No one was able to touch you guys. And you're able to build all that momentum tonight, working together well. Is how are you able to build this momentum going into the rest of the quarter, maybe pick up the quarter 2 championship?
Yeah, just plate track racing to me, I mean, really it's all about getting as many points as you can. So I missed out on stage points because I think I was blinking, sorry to the 20 for maybe helping him lose the draft, but and then just there at the end, just trying to get the best finish I could. As long as I was in that top 6, I felt like that was a good strong run to try to, because a quarter championship you got to string more than 1 or 2 races together, which like you saw last quarter, I needed to just finish 1 or 2 races a little higher. But so hopefully this will get me off to the right start, and then of course Dylan and Cole and Zach and Kyle helping draft out there.
Yeah, you're able to work all together, work very well, and you're able to pick up the win on the last lap. Kind of a calamity there as everyone kind of stopped working together and able to try to steal it away. But you're able to still pick up the win. But before you send her off on your way, any sponsor to thank for tonight's race win? Yeah,
Outlive, the Auburn basketball cancer charity, and then on tonight's car was Cheesy Designs. I think he was suspended, so he didn't get to run with us tonight, so maybe he'll be back next week. But other than that, Stampede Racing League and Legends Racing Network.
And once again, congrats on your race win, and we will see you next week to second race of quarter number 2. We'll see you at Phoenix.
Thank you. See you then.
So that was our race winner of Josh Arnold. We'll bring in our second place finisher of Dylan Chappell. He was able to pick up stage number 1 by 1/1000th of a second over his teammate of Cole Snyder, but wasn't able to get it done at the very end. Just what do you think you could have done differently there to maybe pick up that race win?
I don't know, man. It was close. The whole time I was thinking I was a sitting duck out front the whole time because, I mean, the 6 car pushed me as good as he could have, I guess, and I threw a nice block. I just didn't get up. I feel like if I'd committed up higher, we would have wrecked everybody. And I still almost got back there. Maybe I could have got on his quarter panel a little sooner. I'm not really sure, but it was a good run. We led a lot of laps, won the stage. It was a good time.
Yeah, you're able to play that beautifully and able to get the win and the stage win, able to get second tonight. You'll still get, I believe, you will outpoint the race winner of Josh Arnold tonight. So you'll start quarter 2 off to a very strong start. And how are you able to carry that momentum tonight and able to carry that into the rest of the quarter?
Yeah, let's hope so. That's about as good a start as you can ask for, other than winning the race. I think we led like 64 or 65 laps or something out of the 75 or 6. So that's pretty good.
Yeah, able to play it perfectly, stay up front all night long, and pretty much dominate plate race. So that's definitely a hard thing to do, especially with everyone just making moves and all that other plate race. But you're able to stay up front all night long and able to build that momentum. But before we send you off on the way tonight, any sorts of thing for tonight's second place run?
I want to thank Kyle Tubb Designs. He did the paint scheme on this thing. My buddies, everybody at Pizza and Wings, you guys for broadcasting, and Donnie for doing the league. Thank you guys.
Hey, once again, congrats on your second place finish. We'll see you next week at Phoenix.
See ya. Thank you guys.
So that was our second place finisher of Dylan Chappell, and we'll bring in our third place finisher of Cole Snyder, able to pick up second place in the stage and pick up third place in the finish, just like his teammate was able to pick up the win in second in the race. So one spot worse compared to the stage. And what do you think you could have done differently there to maybe pick up that race win?
I don't know. I think we ran a pretty nice, calm, relaxed race. They're pretty rare anymore, so that was good. But no, I don't know. I really couldn't get to him on the to Dylan that last run. I was kind of stuck in fourth, and being behind him, we could have maybe done something different. But it was the last lap. We all just went for it, and turned out that good old Josh got the win. And congrats Auburn, good for his car. They made the Final Four. It's a good night all around.
Yeah, you're able to work together so well with Josh Arnold tonight, and Dylan Chappell, and also Zachary Merritt. You're able to work with all three of those guys very well tonight. And you're able to still, you guys, all four of you, were able to kind of jump the rest of the field. Yet two of Kite and Todd, they linked up at the very end after that pit stop. But just how tough was to get on pit road tonight, and especially working with all the rest of your teammates there, and just how well did that help you guys after that pit stop?
Yeah, pitting early always helps. We know, just stagger yourself in there. Don't be behind another car. We do these things a lot, that we know how to get on pit road pretty safely. And this new package with the update to the NextGen car, those guys being in the back, it's so hard for them to get any kind of run. They would have to get to my outside and side draft, and then we lose all of our chance to win. So they were just kind of stuck until we got side by side, and that's what happened at the end. We all got jumbled up, and then it was an awesome finish.
Yeah, and you're still, and Arnold was able to come out on top, but you're still able to manage to pick up that P3 in a very solid run for you tonight. Before we send off on your way, any special thank for tonight's race? Third place finish.
Yeah, thanks to Pizza and Wings. They're always on the car. Dylan Chappell, my teammate, and the whole field. I mean, no cautions. That's pretty awesome. It just we all kind of got separated pack by pack, and without cautions, that's what's going to happen with this kind of racing. But shout out you guys for broadcasting, Donnie for running Stampede Racing, and just happy to be here doing it.
Yeah, once again, congrats on your third place run, and we'll see you next week at Phoenix.
Thanks, man. Have a good night.
That was our third place finisher of Cole Snyder, able to pick up P number 3. And it was definitely a fun race tonight. It was definitely kind of calm pretty much the whole way through, but we saw a little bit of pit strategy, and those top 4 were able to pretty much get away, top 6 from the rest of the field, and it bring out a very exciting finish, and Josh Arnold was able to come out on top.
Yeah, great finish there. I mean, for a second, I thought Kyle Taub and Donnie Kite were going to slingshot past the field. I said that before. In turn 3 and 4, they had a huge run, but just weren't able to do it. But what a win for Josh Arnold, and Dylan Chappell, a great run for him in second also. Just a great run for him tonight.
Yep, and they were able to pick up and build all those guys were able to pick up some momentum going into the rest of the quarter, going into Phoenix next week. But before we get to Phoenix next week, we got a bunch of fun races coming up here on the Legends Racing Network. Tomorrow night and Monday night, we'll have the 5 Points Racing League Turnkey Network Solution Series. They'll be going to Kansas at 9 o'clock Eastern Time. And then Tuesday night, we'll have the Bolt Racing League Tuesday Night Thunder. They'll be going to Las Vegas, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And on Wednesday, Superstar Cup will be back with the brand new ARCA car, ARCA chassis at Pocono, 8:15 Eastern Time after their week break. And Saturday night, we'll have the Bolt Racing League Grand National Series, the Chase Race number 3. They'll be going to Watkins Glen at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And next Sunday, we'll have the Stampede Racing League JuicySpydr Premier Series back at Phoenix at 9 o'clock Eastern Time. So a bunch of fun races, exciting races coming up here on our schedule, and it was definitely a fun race to broadcast tonight. Thank you all for tuning in. We'll hope to see you next time here on the Legends Racing Network. So long from Talladega.